Module 1.0 Initializing. Zurich, 2063. Welcome to ZURICH. Opening night, list and orgs only. Don't worry, I'm on the list. Also on 3 different org lists, but those are way pricier than bottle service. Mitzi's talking, because she's always talking. My little sister, Mitzi the Wiki, boosted her CoD capacities a month ago, and might have the whole fucking internet in her head. Says ZURICH was Zurich's maiden name, our town's title back when we still spoke Latin and served as a Roman tax outpost. Now it's the name of the nightclub we find ourselves in queue for. The promoters who fled Singapore, after you-know-what, having named their shiny new temple to excess in honor of Zurich's empiric origins. At long last, the time of togas has returned. Now Mitzi is sharing an opinion, because she's always sharing her opinion. Nods at the newest, largest, gaudiest dance scene in the world, and says, ZURICH, as far as names go, nailed Zurich from the onset. Still, a proud and mighty tax outpost. Do you ever shut up? But before she can, we are inside. ZURICH is a time machine to ancient Rome. It's Rome realized, their every extravagance modernized, with infinity pool bathhouses to the left and a bona fide dining floor to the right, where Zurich's wealthiest lie down to feast and leave discards on the ground for staff to clean up. Erase and rewrite the barbarians. The end of Roman patriotism, a gap between rich and poor so wide the empire rotted on the vine, and you'd find this, Roma 2063. The world's prettiest and ritziest tray-passed golden goblets of cloned Pinot Noir. Flirty conversation amongst holographic busts of ancient emperors. Sexual and political deviance delivered hand in hand pocket, hand on arse. The main dance floor, what some ivy-crowned bouncer grandly introduces as the amphitheater, appears surrounded by a forest of forged glass columns masquerading as facades of exquisitely carved, semi-transparent granite, and squeezing between them and the pretty people are waitresses whose togas are painted on with a luminescent body light. From our table, Mitzi waves one over, and we watch, stunned, as the server's toga changes colours in time with the lighting beneath her feet, and then shifts to the walls beside her, and then matches the colour of the drinks she hands us. Mitzi grabs 2, toasts them into each other, chugs both. The drink's green lights go red. She hands me my own pair. Winks. This is how our celebration begins. Tomorrow I begin my new job at Coalescence Corporation. And Mitzi, my know-it-all, nailed it. We're in the right place to get very, very weird. 4 more, Mitzi says. And the first bottle. The waitress glides back to the bar for reinforcements. Can you really handle that? I ask. Telling me to drink like a lady? No, but, it's gonna be a long night. I suddenly understand how my sister can drink like a turn-of-the-century travelling salesman. You jacked up your liver and kidneys, didn't you? Mitzi gives a grin I know from our childhood. She waves towards the teeming crowd. Hope you can keep up. It's a tall order. All around us, synthetic marble walls in orged abs as hard as marble, and that's just entry-level augmentation. Mind, body, spirit, they're all for purchase, and it's clear almost everyone in here has padded my new employer's profit margins considerably. Easing restrictions on gene therapy and ever-shrinking implantables allowed Coalescence Corporation, and its competitors, to begin rolling out augmentation for the masses about 10 years ago. In Singapore first, and in Zurich now, the installation of an org is a sign of having made it. Whereas the rest of the world is fighting food shortages, folks like the ones here fight boredom, stasis. Money unspent is money wasted, and money unspent on oneself is potential wasted. Another waitress arrives with our drinks, her tray of green parting a trail through the revelers. Before she can even mix the drinks, Mitzi's already pouring neat and heavy. The waitress turns to me instead. You're the coalescence guy, right? I bet you get the best perks, don't you? Her voice cuts through the bass and treble like we're talking in a library. She must have had vocal work done just for this job. I might. Start tomorrow. I see Mitzi roll her eyes. 5 shots go red at another table, cutting short our moment, and the waitress pinches my arm on her walk away. Body light cycling between white sheen toga, leopard skin, lingerie. A treat meant just for me. Mitzi's eyes confirm she's judging, because Mitzi's always judging. Bastion, that thing you think is a girl, will leech you of all your in-house discounts, then take her orgs up the ladder. She's right, of course. Churicum Tonight is a showroom for today's most eligible human specimens, which also makes it a showroom for credit-hoarding orgstitutes. Whereas the club itself has embraced a Roman taste for extravagant titles, with tables are dubbed emperors, senators dance in balcony pods above the amphitheatre, and the DJ, our deity, faces every angle of the dance floor, spinning upon his platform like the great extinct Greek god of vinyl. Its attendees have long since embraced another of Rome's themes: worship. For those flush with cash, the human body has become a holy endeavor, and like any self-respecting religion, that kind of devotion demands tribute. Mitzi slinks onto the dance floor with her big brain and even bigger alcohol tolerance, blending into a throng of human gods, their teeth enamel augmented to not turn red after that cloned Pinot, or brown after a nightcap of new Nile Arabica. Armpits that will never again grow hair or sweat anything odorous. Fingernails perfectly shaped and permanently painted, with insta-swappable colours for when Pantone inspiration strikes. Hair augmented to stay straightened, or curled, or never grow at all. Eyes that see as well in the dark as in the day. Eyes that glow red with their owner's arousal. Standard orgs of Olympian musculature, hand model fingers, cheekbones so plump they could pop. Then there's what I can't see. Short and long-term memory expansions, mood enhancers, and stabilizers. The eradication of social anxieties, food and drink allergies, even smokers' cough. And then there's the shit I hope to never see. Biohackers hawking stolen DNA, an ex-girlfriend whose revised whatever turned me off, and anyone at the urinal dumb enough to aug their hog. These are my people, my new peers. And tomorrow, they become my customers.